Action Research Project: Does Culturally Responsive Teaching Benefit ELL Learners by Sari Ephraim. Chapter 1: History of ELLs and What is CRT? Under the No Child Left Behind Act and the Common Core Standards, new federal requirements for English language proficiency were created. Still, the achievement gap, or newly coined opportunity gap, steadily had a gap increase amongst Black and Hispanic students. According to the U.S. Department of Education, there were more than 840,000 immigrant children who attended U.S. schools in 2014 and more than 4.6 million English language learners. The implications are clear. There are a large number of immigrant families and children in the U.S. from whom school systems must prepare and respond, as said by Coach Jen and Knudsen. As the standards change and the growing need for ELL strategies has changed, new strategies for how we teach ELLs in the class has changed and inspired innovations. One of those strategies is culturally responsive teaching. Culturally responsive teaching is a pedagogy that recognizes the importance of including students' cultural reference in all aspects of learning, quoted by Ladson Billing, one of the pioneers in CRT, culturally responsive teaching. The research questions for this action research project are: does culturally responsive teaching benefit ELL learners, specifically elementary school grades 3 through 6? And question number 2, what barriers need to be addressed to resolve the lack of culturally responsive teaching, CRT, in the classroom? Chapter 2, Literature Review. For research question number 1, does culturally responsive teaching benefit ELL learners? We look to authors such as Gloria Ladson Billing, pioneer of CRT, and her book, The Dream Keeper, Successful Teachers of African American Children. We also look to well-known author Geneva Gay and her book, Culturally Responsive Teaching, Theory, Research, and Practice. And also another author and current expert consultant, Zaretta Hammond, Culturally Responsive Teaching and the Brain. We also look to favorable mention Jenny Munoz, who's written several articles in New America about culturally responsive teaching and specifically how it benefits ELL learners. Also noted in the notes, you will see links to all books and Jenny Munoz's articles. For Chapter 2, Literature Review, we look at the research articles on the barriers that need to be addressed, such as implicit bias, professional development, and policy changes. In the notes below, you'll see links to several articles discussing these barriers. Chapter 3, Methodology, we'll go over the research design. For part 1 of the research, there will be 2 questionnaires. Questionnaire number 1 is a closed-ended questionnaire to determine if the teacher fits the criteria for variable A or variable B. Variable A, a teacher uses and implements CRT strategies in the classroom when teaching. Variable B, the teacher does not use CRT strategies in the classroom. Questionnaire number 2 is an open-ended questionnaire to determine the attitudes and beliefs for teaching CRT strategies. Part 2 of the research is the correlational analysis. Once we've retrieved the class's LPAC scores, we will do a relational analysis of the scores and compare them to variable A, variable B, and teachers' beliefs and attitudes towards CRT strategies. Chapter 3, Methodology. The timeline states that this whole experiment will take 3 to 6 months, closer towards the end of the school year. We will begin the research a month before students take the LPAC test, to be determined by the school district. The data collection plan is that all questionnaires will be done online via email once we've received the emails of the teachers via the district. And we will analyze and interpret the data once we retrieve the questionnaires and the LPAC scores. We will compare data to determine if there is a relational correlation. Ethical consideration. All data will be collected online and every teacher will have a number assigned to keep confidentiality. No individual student information will be collected, only class demographics. Teachers will sign written consent to be a part of the study. Interest in stakeholders in this research the results will be shared with teachers, district, community, and be submitted to the American Education Journal for review. Chapter 4, Personal Reflection. Analysis of existing research shows that the research is there that determines that culturally responsive teaching benefits ELL and regular ed students as well. Evidence is clear from the works of Gloria Ladson Billing, Geneva Gay, and Zaretta Hammond. Also evident is the research that shows that we need to address the implicit bias in schools, the lack of professional development in these areas, and we need to increase diversity in professionals at these schools. Chapter 4, Personal Reflection continued. Implications for practice and teaching CRT show that this will benefit the students and the community. Traditional teachings does not work for ELLs as evident in their ever-growing achievement/opportunity gap. It is time for new strategies. The ELL community is only increasing and we need more strategies like CRT to meet the needs in the community. Further research can increase awareness and advocate for change in education policies.